What is up guys, Murph here, and I know a video like this is hella late, but because I took a break from YouTube during the final month of 2025, I didn't get a chance to make a few end of year related videos including worst/best of lists, which I will definitely do for this year, and a year in review type of video, which is what you're watching right now. Basically, I'm going to be looking at every video I uploaded last year and just giving my overall thoughts and opinions of what I think of each video, as well as how they performed, the reception they got, and just some fun little facts about the making of these videos. I think that about explains it, so let's go. Oh man, starting with the Carti ranking video. This was a crazy process behind the scenes of making this. So for my introduction to this channel, I wanted to make a huge video. I wanted it to be a song ranking video, mainly because I'm a big fan of YouTuber Amir, who has an every song ranked series on his channel, and this ranking video is very inspired by his ranking series, mainly down to the songs being ranked within the tiers that they're in, and not necessarily having each song be ranked from worst to best. Also, just in general, Amir is such a big inspiration for this channel, so shout out to him. Anyways, I had thought of doing a song ranking video for Carti because he had just dropped his music album not that long ago, and I had wanted to revisit his old album, so I knew he would be the one that I would be listening to. And man, I had a fun time listening to him. Now here's when it gets crazy. Once I had every song in each rank, I had to compile different types of visuals ranging from music videos, concert footage, and interviews to play in the background of each song. And all this is because I wanted my ranking video to have a different unique feel to it, unlike most song ranking videos I saw, which for each song they would just simply have a colored background with the song title and album cover in front of it. So I wanted to try something out of the ordinary, which did mean I'd have to do a lot more editing, and coincidentally Amir started implementing this style in his ranking videos around the same time. In fact, in order to make this video as unique as I could, I made sure that every visual I had for each song was filmed around the time the album, which included that song, released. And yeah, it was nearly impossible to find around 30 visuals for every music track, since Carti was on his mysterious shit. But to help with that, I included some music videos from rappers that were featured on certain tracks, like Travis Scott and Future, so things still worked out. And lastly, I would download every song to cut into snippets that would play before my commentary portions, and then download instrumentals for each song to play under my commentary. So yeah, if you haven't picked up already, it took a long time to edit this video. And all of a sudden, when I finished and started rendering this project, many of the audio tracks didn't render properly, but thankfully the visuals were still there, so I had to create a new project and implement the audio files back where they were exactly, and then I was able to render everything properly. So the video came out, and I'm surprised with how well it performed. It got over 100 views in the first 24 hours, the fastest out of any video I made, even some very old videos I made back in the day which have been privated for years. I couldn't be more proud of the support this video got, even if the comments were pretty mixed in terms of opinions. Yeah, a lot of people, specifically Carti fans, either disagreed with certain songs being too low or too high in my ranking, and some even saying that this was a flat out bad list, but hey, people got different opinions, and it's nice to see a variety of opinions people have, but at least they were balancing it out with some positive opinions, with some people even following up their complaints with my opinions with positive feedback on the editing and how great the video looks. So yeah, like I said, the video turned out great, it reached a lot of viewers, and I'm glad the hard work paid off. Now let's go to my follow-up video, Deep Rap Songs by One-Dimensional Rappers. This is my first music list video, once again mainly taking inspiration from Amir and CDTV Productions. And for this topic in particular, I believe Isaiah the Playa made a similar video talking about deep lyrics from non-lyrical rappers, but other than that, I think this is a pretty clever and fresh idea that I came up with. And it's definitely a great feeling when you come up with a fresh idea for a video. So yeah, since this is clearly a shorter video than the Carti one, this is a lot easier to make. And I thought it'd be cool to try out some new editing techniques here, such as a highlighting effect on the Genius pop-ups, although I still need about 3 weeks to put it out because of how long that previous video took to make. I will most definitely be making more list videos in the foreseeable future. One big takeaway from this video that should be expected from my channel is that I like my commentaries to be both educational and informative in a way, as well as funny from time to time, with this video being a primary example of one where I'm not necessarily trying to be humorous, but rather just talking about and discussing these deep rap songs by one-dimensional rappers. But normally for other videos, I'll sprinkle in some humor depending on if it's relevant to the video topic. I just like to meet in the middle with my style of commentary, which is to be engaging. So as long as I'm engaging and entertaining y'all, that's all that matters. Also, a reason why I wanted to make videos like this, and this very much applies to this video, is that I think it would be cool to put people on to many artists and songs that I mess with. And for this video specifically, there are songs from well-known rappers that I think don't get much attention, like Livin' Wild by Gunna and Black Man in America by Polo G. And I feel like including songs like that, or in some cases actual artists or rappers that I feel should get more attention, especially if they fit the video topic, such as those 2 songs I mentioned in the video. So yeah, I definitely fuck with this video, and I think it definitely performed well, but of course not as huge as the previous video. And I'm definitely considering making a part 2 to this topic one day. Next up is my guilty pleasure rap songs video, and man, this was a fun video to make. Of course, with a topic about guilty pleasure songs, I already knew that I was going to make this video funny and entertaining, and for me personally, it sure was. And I pretty much still stand by my opinions here about me still liking most of these songs, but still admitting that they're guilty pleasures, with Thick of It being the only song here that I actually don't like, but still slightly think it's not the worst song in the world like people thought it was. One major slight change of opinions in this video are the Carter 6 songs I included here, but it's not much of a change because I could still understand a bit if someone wouldn't like those songs, which is what a guilty pleasure song is. Speaking of, my unpopular opinion on Island Holiday made a couple rounds through the Amir community, and he even gave me a quick shout out in his worst Carter songs video when talking about Island Holiday.
As a whole, I'm not playing this song, but hey, for y'all that like it, there's probably some white guy out there named Murph who has this as one of his favorite songs on Carter 6. I'm not about to tell y'all that y'all tripping.
But back to the humorous aspect of this video. For pretty much every segment I had some funny moments, like the Wreck-It Ralph one when I heard that Cotton Candy beat, like I wanted to make a joke related to that movie. Like I said, this was such a fun video to make, and I even tried something different by having a funny title for each timestamp on the video instead of the timestamp just being the title of whichever song I'm talking about. Also, like the previous video, this one definitely performed well, which I'm proud of. And just like what I said when talking about that last video, I'm definitely considering making a part 2 to this topic, and maybe a few different versions, such as talking about guilty pleasure rappers or rap albums. I guess we'll see. And now we have my first album review on Tyler the Creator's Don't Tap the Glass. I was feeling more up to make videos around this time, as I uploaded this a week after the previous one, so I'm glad I got to be pretty consistent for a change. And the same can apply for my next video, and the one after that, which will be the last video touched on here since that's the last one I made last year. So I said specifically in this video that album reviews is something that I won't do very often. And one big reason as to why, and I think this is the main thing to keep in mind about album reviews, which is that you need to be quick with them. Like if you want it to perform well, then you gotta listen to the album, edit it, and upload the review as quick as you can if you want many people to see it. Although the biggest album reviewers on the site, such as Anthony Fantano, can take their time with their reviews since they already have a huge core fan base. So as you might have guessed, this is pretty hard to do if you're a small creator like myself. And for this particular review, I ended up finishing it a couple days after the album released, which even then I was still rushing to get it out, but still took my time with it. And I'm pretty sure Fantano already released his Don't Tap the Glass review before my video dropped. But yeah, even if the first 24 hours of this being uploaded was pretty slow performance-wise, it eventually picked up a few days later. I also tried some new editing techniques for this video too, so that's nice. And overall, this is one of my more shorter videos, which I said before is one of the main reasons why I don't feel like doing album reviews, since I don't have much I need to talk about, but I still like it and I think I did a nice job with it. On to the unnecessary changes to rap songs video, which kind of like the guilty pleasure songs video. I thought of this idea by listening to one of the entries on this list, that being White Noise. As I said in this video, I was curious to what Joyner's ADHD 2 was sounding like since I remember hearing the first album when it came out, and finding out that that track White Noise not only had a different beat for the single/music video version, but that original beat sounded miles better than the one that actually made its way onto the album definitely intrigued me. And suddenly I started thinking of other times where a song was changed in any sort of way after it was released, instead of a more normal scenario where a released song sounds different than it did when it was unreleased, for example. So that was for sure an original idea for me, although maybe too original since an idea like this wouldn't come to most people's minds when searching for a video to watch. But eventually, just like the previous video, the views did go up a little bit at some point. Going back to the Joyner segment, I actually found another song from ADHD 2 where the beat also sounds different from the album music video version, and that's the track Butterfly Effect. But it isn't as blatant of a change as White Noise, and both beats kind of sound alike, but both music videos have a more rock influence in their beats. Also, speaking of Joyner, y'all may have noticed that I haven't touched on the comments for my videos post Carti ranking, simply because there weren't many of them on those videos, but real quick here, I want to give a shout out to Jan Games, simply for being an active and supportive fan all across my videos, and also for dropping this gem right here. This shit still makes me laugh to this day, and yeah, I'm still not a fan of Joyner, even if me talking a lot about him during the segment may make you think otherwise. Anyways, another big thing to note is that for the last segment here, this is another case where I want it to be more funny for how ridiculous this unreleased and released Justin Bieber collabs for Running Over. Like I said in that video, I had to make one exception for this song and include the original version, which was unreleased unlike the other entries. And of course the little Jeopardy segment I added, that was such a funny bit. Yeah, another great video from last year. And lastly, the Tame Impala Deadbeat album review, which wasn't planned on being my final video last year, but it did. I mentioned this in the intro here, but I was originally going to do a review on Roddy Ricch's album because it was supposed to drop on the next Friday, but of course it got delayed for like the 10th time. It was definitely sort of a blessing in disguise because I was going away that weekend, so I wouldn't have wanted to work quickly on a video during my trip. So it was good that an album I was interested in checking out was dropping the week before. And it's also nice that this album ended up being pretty good, although a lot of other people seem to not like it, especially Fantano. Like, come on, man. How the hell is this a 2 out of 10? Like, even the people who didn't fuck with it wouldn't go that far, but I don't have that much to say about the video itself, honestly. Well, that's why I've been talking about the album more. Also, by the way, I think I would change the rating somewhere between 6 and 7 instead of an 8.5. But yeah, other than that, I think that wraps up this section. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. I thought I'll do something different and reflect on last year, which, like I said, ended up being pretty late, with this being uploaded a few months into 2026, but I wanted to make it anyways. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time.